Hallo, liebes kanaphiles Publikum. Ich bin der Micha und I switch into English right now because I'm surrounded by celebrities. I have Tommy Chong here. Hi, Tommy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Tommy?
I am high, very high.
So it's your first time. We're sitting here in Berlin. And how do you enjoy the Berlin high? Is it a special high here in Berlin?
It's a very special high. There's a lot of beautiful places here in Berlin. And so many beautiful girls.
You used to live in Paris with your wife. How is your experience about cannabis in the 70s and the 80s or in the 90s in Europe and now? Did it change?
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, back in the day, especially, with Amsterdam, it was legal. No one bothered anybody in Amsterdam. And no one bothered anybody in Paris. You have to be like a hardened dealer, to have the police after you. But if you were just a user like I was, and a tourist, and everybody left you alone, and you could get high, and we did.
I saw you being busted by the police today. How was that?
That was fun. It was like an old movie. They put me in a police car, but it was a movie car, so it was good because they had cushions on the seats.
You have a medical brand. You have You have a medical strain, or you have two medical strains in the U.S.
Yes. Well, since I got cancer, and then I treated my cancer with the finest marijuana. It had to be the best. And so in my search for my cure, I found so many really good growers that wanted me to help them sell their weed. And so we formed a Chong's Choice company with the mom and pop growers, and then we take their stuff, put it in our packages, and we test it first, So the quality is always the highest. It's the highest quality.
I can say so because after my last visit at your house,
yes,
I tried it out. And in Germany, I have a medical recommendation, so I can really tell that the Chong's Choice, the haze, it was even better than my pharmaceutical grade I have here.
Yes. Yes. Oh, no. You're in California. Well, anywhere in the world, really, you get the high-grade quality marijuana. You just have to have it growing fresh. That's what I see, healthy. And then it's all good.
Are you allowed to grow?
Oh, yeah. Well, even when I wasn't allowed to grow, I grew. When I was doing movies with Cheech, I had my house redone by hippies. All the hippies came from Canada, and they worked on my house. And back then, we would get marijuana with seeds in it from Mexico. And so we had all these seeds. And my gardener, who was from Italy, when I was gone doing movies, he decided to plant all the seeds that he found. And he planted a plantation. We had about 30 plants of sinsemilla growing in my backyard, up a mountain, up a hill. And it had its own natural water supply. And he grew this, about 30 plants of the finest sinsemilla. And he had to sit out there at night to keep the deer. The deer wanted to come and eat it. And so then he didn't know that if you peed on the plants, that would keep all the animals away.
Yeah.
And he found that out later. So I grew, that was way back in 1980.
Oh, that's early. So at that time, sinsemilla was really still something very special, very unique, wasn't it?
Well, we sold it. We had so much. I didn't know what to do with it. We couldn't give it away. We gave some away, And then my lawyer, it was my lawyer that knew a guy that would buy all the weed. And so we sold it. We put it in big cartons and just sold it like drug dealers,
So at that time, you lived your movies? You can say that?
Oh, yeah. We were doing movies then, but no, you couldn't sell it. It was very highly illegal. But it was highly in need. Everybody wanted it, We got a nice price for it. And I gave a lot away to jazz musicians.
That's the origin. A lot of our audience doesn't know that your origin is you're a musician.
Yeah, I play guitar, and and I know a lot of jazz people, that's where I got my philosophy from. They're the jazz players. Because they're like the guru of our days.
Excuse me for a second, because I want to come to our second guest, which is also a very big celebrity in the cannabis scene. It's Alan Drunkers, a part of the Sens, sich company. Hi, Alan.
Hi. Well, I'm not the real celebrity. The real celebrity is my father, who has the same age as Chong. He's not here right now, but as you know, he did start many good things. And I'm his oldest son. I was lucky enough to meet many great people and get involved already early in my life. And we've always been sort of rebellious, trying to do our thing, trying to make this world also a better place. So we have also a hash and marijuana hemp museum in Amsterdam. So we did a lot of education and a lot of work also. And also with fiber hemp we started a company. So we have a true passion for this plant. And my whole family is sort of like involved now. And we are just grateful to see that so many people are picking the fruits, literally. Our seed business has always been the one that made us most famous, but we were happy to do so many things and with so many people. And today I'm here, I'm with a hero of my youth. And my daughter just got 17, and she just started smoking weed. And when we were together in Amsterdam last time, I said, stay with me here in the apartment and smoke a little bit with Dad, And she said, okay. And you know what? I showed her Cheech and Chong movies, and we were laughing together, because she never saw them. And if you get the first time high, it doesn't matter how old your movies are. People are laughing, and it's still as beautiful today as it was. And really, there was a time in my youth that I knew some of your movies, I knew all the words.
Tommy, I have a question. You're an idol for a lot of people who are into the cannabis business today, into the marijuana business. You're a big idol for them. You started it not to educate or to teach people. I think you started it more out of a sense of humor, didn't you?
Well, yeah, the best way to get any message across is to make it funny. Make it truthful, make it funny. And that was very easy. But it was the audience that really made us do what we did, when we would try some things on the stage, when we do anything with pot, everybody loved it and they laughed. And so that's why we just took it and ran with it,
So in the 70s, I think you never expected that, like 40 years later, it will pay back like this. Are you happy about that? Do you feel good about that?
Well, either way, I can take it, It's fun to be popular, but I love what I'm doing. So it wouldn't matter if it was a big success or no success. The pot really brings out the artisticness in everybody, no matter what they do. If they're drawing paintings or robbing a bank, they'll do it very artistically. So it's a beautiful, beautiful plant. I wouldn't be here without it.
Of course, you have been in Amsterdam a lot of time. Have you ever visited the Hash, Marijuana and Hemp Museum from Ben Drunkers?
I'm not sure. I might have. I've done a lot of things in Amsterdam, but I haven't been back to Amsterdam, as a movie. I mean, we did the movies in 1980. That was a long time ago, and I've been back there now and then. But back then.
But probably you smoked some of his strains already, huh?
Oh.
From Sens seed.
I almost never went on the ground. I was on the barges all the time in Amsterdam. All the barges, there were quite a few where the pot people lived on the barge, and I was on one barge where they had a fire, and what he would do, he would get packets of marijuana seeds, and he would put them on a balloon, and he would shoot them up in the air toward East Germany. And the balloons would go across, and then they would land somewhere, but they were seeds. And I imagine that helped start the East Germans growing weed, I like to think it did.
they did grow weed. I assure you, before the wall came down, also the East Germans were growing weed.
I know. It doesn't take much, you know. And then if you got weed, you can live under any circumstance because everything makes sense then. Marijuana just helps you get through it all because it makes you feel good and it keeps your mind alert, you know.
And it keeps your appetite going. Let me ask you, Alan, when Tommy was already a big star, you were a youngster. So how is it to be taught cannabis education by his family? I try to educate my people, but I never experienced cannabis education by my father. How is that?
Well, that's the beautiful thing. I think, you know, that's also what I got from my father. I try to pass on to my children. Is first of all education. You know, they better know and understand than don't know anything and make many mistakes, and that's with everything in life. So yeah, you know, and cannabis is part of it. So I'm happy that I can enjoy it also now with my daughter, and when my son gets older, one day we're going to be buddies and smoke together. Also, that's what I look forward to. I'm not so much of an alcohol man, so I don't like it to see my children drink alcohol. So my choice is to say, okay, you know, smoke with that or drink a beer. But anyway, make choices in life also and know what you're doing. So then it's okay. And it's so much fun. They're the new generation again, you know. They're the fresh minds that suddenly realize what this plant is.
I think it's also good for the next generation not to grow up with rumors, but with knowledge about cannabis. What would you say? We grew up with rumors, didn't we?
Well, they can be more advanced than we were, but everybody has to learn all this stuff for themselves. We can only be good role models. That's all we can be. We can be the best role model. It's up to them, the kids, to decide if they want to follow us or not. Everybody has their own mission in life, and no two people are the same. And so what was good for us, when people tell me, like in Hollywood, you know, they say, you know, I don't want my kid to be an actor. I don't want him to go through what I went through, you know. And I think, how pompous is that, you know? Because what if he wants to be an actor? What if he wants to go through what you went through? You know what I mean? It's not all about success. It's all about the journey.
So, Tommy, thank you very much. I don't want to, you know, enjoy the rest of the evening, enjoy Berlin.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe we can have some high grade later.
I would love some.
Alan, thank you very much for the interview, and I think it was a very long day.
And a true honor, and thank you also. I really enjoyed everything very, very much. Thank you.
Me as well. Thank you very much, Tommy.
Because I noticed when you lit it up, you smoked up, but you never offered anybody.
This is for you.
Everybody's got a big bag anyway.
Yeah.
I think I put the microphone away and we go back to privacy, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you very much, Tommy.
Our dreams are vain. Sometimes dream. Sometimes dream. Our dreams are vain.